Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we are diving into a real monster of competitive exams, ratio and proportion. But look, we're not just going to study it the old-fashioned way. Nope, we're going to build a smart, data-backed playbook to absolutely crush it.
So let me ask you this. How do you even begin to tackle a massive topic for a big exam without getting totally lost in the weeds? You've been there, right? Staring at this huge syllabus, feeling completely overwhelmed. You could study for weeks and still not feel ready. But what if I told you there's a much, much smarter way to do this?
Okay, here it is. This is our secret weapon. We've crunched the numbers, gone from years of past exam questions, and what we found is pretty amazing. A whopping 86% of all ratio and proportion problems come from just 4 specific types of questions. That's it. So if we just focus our energy on these 4, we can basically master the topic without all the extra noise.
All right, so where do we start? Simple. We go for the biggest fish first. Our priority number 1 is age puzzles. Seriously, this is the single most important area you can spend your time on. It's the highest value target on the entire map. Just look at that number, 32%. Think about that for a second. Nearly 1/3 of all questions from this entire chapter are just different versions of these age problems. If you can nail this one section down, you're giving yourself a massive leg up on exam day.
And you know what the best part is? Most of these problems follow the same super predictable script. It almost always goes something like this. They give you a ratio of 2 people's ages right now, and then another ratio for some point in the future or the past. The moment you see that pattern, you should feel a sense of relief because you know exactly what to do. And here is the magic formula to solve it every single time. It's a dead simple 4-step process. First, you just set up your 2 ratios. Then, you do a quick cross multiplication. Step 3, you find the difference, and that solves for your magic number k. And trust me, k is the key to everything here. And finally, you just use that k to find the actual present ages. This little shortcut, it works like an absolute charm.
Okay, this is absolutely crucial. You need to learn how to spot the triggers. When you see phrases like, 8 years ago the ratio was, or after 7 years the ratio becomes, your brain needs to immediately fire up that cross-multiplication method we just talked about. These are basically signals, little clues the exam is giving you on how to solve the problem.
All right, let's move on to our second high-priority area. We're talking about the 3 proportional formulas. Think of these as the essential, must-have tools in your exam day toolbox. And what's so great is that everything you need is right here on this one slide. I'm not kidding. For 22% of all the questions, the entire solution is hiding in one of these 3 simple formulas: the mean proportional, the third proportional, or the fourth. Just burn this table into your memory and you're golden for a huge chunk of the exam.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The data from past papers couldn't be clearer. Every year, these exact formulas are repeated. It's one of the most predictable, almost guaranteed parts of the whole exam. It's like a freebie if you're prepared.
Okay, next up, handling ratios and shares. You can think of this as the core engine that really drives the whole topic. Get this, and everything else gets easier. So here's probably the most important concept you need to get. When you see a ratio, like 3:5, it's not just a comparison. It's like a secret code. And to unlock that code so you can use it in equations, you just have to attach a constant multiplier. We always call it k. So A becomes 3k and B becomes 5k. Boom. Just like that, they're not just ratios anymore. They're actual values you can plug into an equation.
We can call this whole process k-scaling. And this is the secret to solving those super tricky questions about income, expenditure, and savings that everyone hates. By turning the income ratio and the spending ratio into these k-scaled values, you can set up a really simple equation and find the answer without breaking a sweat.
And guess what? This whole k method is also the key to all those share division problems. The question will almost always give you a little clue, some piece of information, like the difference between 2 people's shares. You just use that difference to figure out the value of k. And once you have k, well, you can find literally anything they ask for. It's that powerful. Okay, we've just walked through the 4 key areas that make up a massive 86% of the exam. So now, let's pull it all together. Let's compress all that knowledge into your final, ultra-condensed exam playbook. Playbook rule number 1. Ages. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is always the same. Solve for k using that ratio difference trick every single time. Playbook rule number 2. Proportionals. Look,
Don't overthink this one. Just remember these three little formulas: the square root of AB, B squared over A, and BC over A. Seriously, that's it. That's going to solve the vast majority of these for you.
Playbook rule number 3, ratio algebra. For any basic ratio problem, here's the master key. Convert the ratio into k multiples. Once you do that, the algebra just works itself out. And finally, rule number 4, share division. Find the difference they give you in the problem. Use that to find your k. And once you have k, calculating the total sum is a piece of cake. So, there you have it. That's the strategic playbook for mastering 86% of ratio and proportion. You've got the system, you've got the shortcuts. The only question left is, what are you going to solve first?